And we are back. Smoke and Mirrors, episode 104, and we've scoured the web to bring you all the movie news. But firstly, how we living there, big dogs?
That was brilliant, champion. Brilliant.
Fucking brilliant as a champion. Fucking brilliant like a diamond, mate. CEOs came through and got their scalps with that haircut as well. Very good there, big dog.
I always wanted her to look like the little girl in The Crow.
That's tough.
You know what's wild is that the barber was like, your hair is thinning at the back. So I was like, immediately the panic set in, right? But then the O said it's because you've been tying your ponytail too tight, and the O pulled my hair like this. I was like, hey,
fuck, of course.
Fucking hell, I was just gonna run out with the cape too. Jesus.
Hope the next fucking gust carries you home.
Yeah, bad. You living there, bad, huh?
Yeah, good, man. It's a fucking nice little Sunday there.
Yeah. Is that one of those, those hypercolor shirts where you sweat and it changes color?
That's tough, man. This is primitive. This is a skating brand, but they did like a Naruto fucking thingy.
Mate.
It's just moons the camera.
Just big nudes while I record.
Big fruit basket.
Off YouTube.
That's when we open the OnlyFans.
Those just pulls off the goat out of nowhere. Fucking hell.
Fucking hell, the Batwing, baby.
Give him a nice little fruit basket.
Oh, yeah, what do you call it? Clay got this for me when he was in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah.
Nice little gifty there. I was a mad cunt for this one. But moving into our news as well. So we got some more news about The Flash. And so with Ezra Miller's interview back in August, he was actually talking that he spent a whole day on set doing reshoots for The Flash, which means that they're still throwing fucking money into this movie as well. Which is wild. Mm-hmm. But what came from that too is talks of Henry Cavill and the Superman cameo that's meant to be in Black Adam. I swear we talked about this not being true as well. Like, this not happening at fucking all, and he wasn't going to be in there. But at the same time, fucking apparently with him being a cameo in Black Adam, there's talks of his contract actually having another Superman film in it as well. Which means we might actually get another fucking Henry Cavill Superman movie, which is kind of fire.
That's all I want.
Man of Steel 2.
Fucking, yeah. If we get Man of Steel 2, I'll be so fucking happy for this, man. But the driver for it was The Rock. He was like, fucking, this needs to happen. And he was the one who pushed for it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's been the narrative from the start, that he's been pushing for Cavill to rejoin the DCEU as Superman. I mean, they share an agent and everything.
Like, it wasn't up to Cavill. Like, he wanted to do it. There's fucks over a Warner that was like, fucking drag your feet, Eeyore.
I also think there was a bit of like hardball that Cavill was playing, like amid because the last time that he's officially been part of the DCEU canon was Joss Whedon's Justice League, the CG. CG jaw and lip.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's sort of thrown him off a little bit. Like, I don't really want to do this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe. But at the same time, like, I reckon if he gets the right script and like maybe the right pay, he'll be in for it. And he was on The Witcher, like, with Netflix, so he was getting mad pay before all the changes came through. So maybe he was like, give me something more.
Yeah.
Talk to me nice.
Cavill said, fuck you, I'm going to do Bond.
Fucking hell. I'd love for him to be Bond, man. That'd be fucking cool.
For me, Cavill is always the last choice.
Same.
Only because he's the obvious choice.
Yeah.
his physique is not Bond.
True.
Yeah, he's more the bad guy.
He's a bit too tall to play Bond. Because Bond is the everyman. He's supposed to fit into every room.
Mm.
As if you're not going to see a fucking 600-pound man walking around.
Yeah.
You see everyone's coming through, sir, milady, and then this kind of walks through just brolic as fuck.
Just in the
He's gonna have to
singlet.
He's gonna have to stay big for The Witcher. Like he can't. There's no way that he'd lose that muscle now.
Yeah.
At his age, it'd be too hard to put it back on.
Yeah, that's right.
True.
Mm.
Also, I checked Rahul Kohli. They have nothing on him about moving, like anything about his early life. They just said he was born in London, but they don't have anything further after that. So I don't know if he is an American boy now or after. But it sounds like he did like a lot of his like degrees and shit in the UK for acting and shit like that. So maybe he's been there a while.
Born in Brooklyn, got a place in my hand, going back to Brooklyn to escape the madness. It's the best part of that song.
That's true. That is true.
All right. So this week we got promised some Spawn news from what's his name? Todd McFarlane. Right.
Yeah.
He said Wednesday, check back in. We're gonna have some massive Spawn news for the movie that's coming up. Right. So he announces that Scott Silver, who wrote Joker, Malcolm Spellman, who wrote Falcon Winter Soldier, and Matt Mixon, what a name,
Yeah.
are all signing up to rewrite his Spawn script. Right, so they're all coming in now to redo it. The studio more than likely wanted them to do that. Someone also asked him. He was speaking to THR, and they asked him, like, are you still on board to direct? Said, we've got an A-list star with the Jamie Foxx coming in to do the film. We've got A-list writers. I think we need an A-list director to come through and direct this. So it sounds like he's almost sort of taking the sort of back seat with this, and like letting people come in and use it, which is smart. Like I like that. He might have been a little too close to the project, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Because what if we got another Spawn, like the Michael J. White version?
Said the same things about that film. He was on set.
He had a cameo.
He did. I think a little bit too close. But hopefully they can get someone mad to direct this.
Yeah.
You just coax bloody what's his face out of retirement. Stephen Norrington.
Mate, that's the move. Norrington needs to like step up. The other choice, when I look at Spawn, Neil Marshall.
I don't know. That execution on Hellboy was terrible, God.
That was all studio.
Voice is GT.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, nah, not GDT. That doesn't work. GDT doesn't do any of the devils and all that sort of. You know what I mean? Like that sort of side of it. More the
But he like Blade 2, he did have that like sort of lock down that tone.
Yeah. Knowing
True.
front runner, and like I think he just do really well with it.
Yeah.
Like we seen like he actually made sense of a Blade film, which it's the hardest thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it can go camp so quick. That Blade film.
Yeah. And he grounded
it. Killed my mother. It killed my father. Like it's Conan, you know what I mean? Like
yeah. Yeah, hopefully they nail a good director down. Someone that can get that tone right because it's
Flanagan.
fantastical, but it's grounded.
Flanagan could do this too.
Oh, yeah, and you've never seen a Flanagan action movie either.
Does he know how to shoot action now? That's the other thing. It's the action of this thing as well.
Yeah.
That's why Norrington would be good.
Just have 3 hours of Spawn doing that backflip shooting guns.
But this time he does a windmill and also shoots.
Like a Marky Mark in The Big Hit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
You know what's funny is that before you said that, I was thinking of Spawn, but then when you said, "Oh, Marky Mark in The Big Hit," the image in my head was immediately was perfectly Marky Mark. Like I took Spawn out and Marky Mark was there. Like, what is my brain doing?
Hey, dog. You're a dog. I like that. Say hi to your mother for me.
All right. Our last piece of news for the week is a biggin. So over the week, I think Thursday or Friday, The Critic in the UK released an article by Sean Egan. And the article was saying basically Scorsese probably isn't deserving of the pedestal that other filmmakers and critics and audiences put him on. The reason this guy kind of goes into it is because Scorsese doesn't choose the right content for his movies or what he focuses on. He basically goes, well, the truth is that his directorial talent has never been as great as occasional masterpieces like Goodfellas tricked us into believing it was. He said, overall, Raging Bull was just horrible filmmaking, and The Wolf of Wall Street is achingly slow. And he ends it by basically saying Scorsese doesn't really believe in cinema. He has consistently refused to work within the art form's natural parameters, which is wild, right? Like, this is the guy that I kind of did a bit of everything. And when you choose to work within the natural parameters of film, you get the same formulaic shit.
Yeah.
Whereas Scorsese likes to color in different areas that he's not pigeonholed into.
Yeah.
Like, why would he want to be just the mafia film director?
He colors outside of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole thing was just in poor fucking taste for me. That line altogether is just disgusting. Like, it's a very conformist mindset, the way this man was writing.
But this almost like the point of this article was almost to be edgy. Like, I'm gonna go after one of the goats, and
Yeah.
like I'm gonna try to take him down, and like cut him down to size.
Yeah, it's like he did it just for the clicks.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
for the
sure that's what
clickbait.
it was.
Yeah.
So this is like people have like sort of sounded off, and one of the most vocal people was Guillermo del Toro on Twitter, who like he said it perfectly. So he retorted with the nice little response there saying,
Then allow me to retort.
he goes, the amount of misconceptions, sloppy inaccuracies, and hostile adjectives not backed by an actual rationale is offensive, cruel, and ill-intentioned. This article baited them traffic, but at what cost? To be clear, if God offered to shorten my life to lengthen Scorsese's, I'd take the deal. This man understands cinema, defends cinema, embodies cinema. He has always fought for the art of it and against the industry of it. He has never been tamed and has a firm place in history. So he went on to say, most of the article is akin to faulting Picasso for not getting perspective right or Gauguin for being garish. If you assail these cornerstones, you should lay it out. You disassemble the work and build your position, not just hand an opinion with slamming adjectives. When I read pieces like this one, aimed at one of the most benign forces and one of the wisest, I do feel the tremors of an impending culture collapse, and I do wonder to what end, and find myself at a loss.
I think about like what if someone else were to have directed um Taxi Driver or Goodfellas, what did it feel like?
Mm,
And it just wouldn't
Mm.
feel the same.
that's right.
There is no that there is no um in Goodfellas there would not be an opening scene of them killing that guy in the car.
No.
There'd be none of that. It'd literally open up with Henry being saying that, at 13 years old, you know what I mean? I always wanted to be a gangster or whatever it
Yeah.
is. Like that's how that film would have opened up. Like you open up that film Scorsese way, and it grabs you straight away.
That's
Like
right.
you're into that film straight away because you want to know how the fuck did they get this guy in the car? Who the fuck is this guy in the car?
Mm,
Why did they kill him? Why the fuck are they driving all the way out here
yeah.
to bury this man? Like, and where were they? Where did they come from? Like, all those questions come up straight away, and it's just one scene. That's a 3 minute scene,
That's right. But
and
you
you're invested.
also, yeah. And you're also like introduced to your protagonist straight away.
Yeah,
Like this guy's
Mm.
into some seedy shit. So
yeah,
then now it's only natural that you go to the beginning of the journey.
mhm,
Yeah.
But that slam, that zoom
yeah.
close up that he does is fire.
The the opening of Taxi Driver. Like, you have no idea what that movie's. Where are we going? Like, what is this?
Mm.
Yeah.
It's this voiceover that like he doesn't. You can hear he's depressed. You can hear everything in that,
Mm,
and you don't know who.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
in that
And
movie, only other people say his name.
mm, he doesn't.
He doesn't.
I haven't watched Taxi Driver in a little while.
Mm,
But what I always remember is like what you were talking about, that cyclical nature of his day to day or night to
yeah,
night routine,
yeah,
and that driving the insanity that he's kind of falling into,
but
Mm.
and that depression.
like they show you some of the passengers that he's picking up as well, and like
Yeah.
there's craziness going on behind him, and
Mm,
he's not reacting to it at all. It's a
yeah.
normal fucking day for him. Like, it's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, you don't get
Yeah.
that with any other director.
True.
Um, this guy, the writer, Sean Egan, also goes, he also uses rock music as if that was a fucking like a bad thing. But like if you knew Scorsese, you know he's deep into like rock music. He's done
Yeah,
countless documentaries across the board with Stones, and I think he did a Johnny Cash one.
yeah,
Like
Mm.
that's just part of his fucking like his DNA.
yeah,
Why would he not like have specific songs? I mean, this might be a guy that goes, "Hey, Scorsese shit," because he uses rock music and probably wrote it into the script, which he does.
yeah.
But then praise Tarantino for doing the exact same thing.
Exactly. That I was just gonna say. You know, Bale said that GQ thing. That music is one of the things that helps him get into character. So for Patrick Bateman, he would have gone out and listened to Genesis and
Yeah,
Phil Collins and all that sort
Whitney
of stuff
Houston.
to, to try and get into character for the what's his face. He said it helps so much
Yeah,
because it does it your mood and everything when you listen to music.
yeah. But in scripts or in good scripts, they
Mm,
don't give actors notes on how to play the scene. So
no,
they don't say, Dave, like looked at the camera angrily. You know what I mean? It's like or said this word angrily.
Mm.
Like they just like give you the line. But that music note would give you so much in terms of the tone, because you either play it exactly like is kind of playing
Mhm.
out, or as a juxtaposition to what's kind of happening.
Mm.
Yeah.
There's a whole scene in Goodfellas where what's that song called, in the Garden of Evil, in the Garden of Eden,
Mm,
is playing, right? And there's no dialogue. It's just the and it's just De Niro deciding whether or not he's going to kill someone
mm,
in that scene, and there's nothing. It's just, I'm pretty sure with script, and De Niro is just like, he's just killing it. Like he's absolutely murdering it and selling it, because you know he's working out how he's gonna do it and
mm.
whether or not he's gonna do it. Like, yeah, I don't know how you say all that nonsense about Scorsese.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, Scorsese is one of the only guys, like, if he had an ego, to be able to introduce himself with not even like saying his name. He could just say all of his fucking awards if he wanted to. Hey, best director, The Departed 2007, Palme d'Or, Taxi Driver 1976, AFI, fucking Kennedy Center Appreciation Award 2006, fucking Life Achievement Award 97. Like, the motherfucker could just go on.
But he's too humble to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scorsese is your director's favorite director. Like,
Yeah.
that's
That's
what
true.
everyone wants to be.
And you
Scorsese is Stifler's mom.
Yeah.
but you can also see like the impacts that Scorsese has on other directors that we
Yeah.
watch now. Like Tarantino's like the obvious one, where I
Yeah.
see so much of Scorsese's style, but
Mhm.
it's Tarantino's content.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scorsese's a goat, man.
He is. He's nearly the,
100%.
he's the greatest. He probably is the greatest living filmmaker alive right now, and Spielberg is probably just under him.
There is very few
True.
directors that will actually like you that will elicit a response that's
Mm,
like produced by Martin Scorsese. Oh
mm.
shit, I gotta watch this one then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, just because his name was on Joker was the reason why Joker hit the way it
Yeah,
hit.
yeah,
Mm.
And he is that producer that's like, go make your movie. I don't need to hear about this. Go make your movie.
yeah. I just co-signed you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's too
don't
many
get it,
people
man.
talking shit.
Mm.
Like they they forget about the whole story of this director, their filmography, the efforts, everything.
Yeah,
Mm.
Like
because this fuck probably all he does is watch fucking Marvel. The Russos is this cunt's fucking favorite directors. Fucker. Go watch a fucking Cohen's brother movie. Go watch Tarantino film. It's all Scorsese. All of it. Fucker.
after
This is when
Cherry.
you wish you could just fight. Like, this is when you should just be, all right, cool. We set it up. We shoot the fair one. When we can't do that.
100%.
I think this guy's just getting dragged online.
Fucking hell.
Oh, 100%. 1000%. It feels like all the movies he picked was talkies as well. I understand Scorsese, like, he makes like a certain caliber of film, but he didn't pick films that like had like, big accolades behind them as well.
Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what's funny is he only made After Hours to become a box office hit so that he could make The Last Temptation of Christ. Yeah. And
He
you know
got
what
to
I
make
mean?
the
Like
movie.
that's how directing gigs work.
Yeah, he got to make the movie. Hey, like that's the deal. These fucks things that it just comes to your way.
Yeah.
They don't understand the work that goes into it.
Yeah, all the thought process, the intention behind it as well.
But it's not even that. It's also the deals that you literally have to make with these studios.
Mm.
Mm.
You see a little bit of that in Entourage,
Yeah,
where it's like, a do this fucking film, this shit film that's gonna make a whole lot of money that you don't ever want to do again, so you can go do this film.
yeah,
Like yeah, it's crazy. And either way, so
yeah, yeah. That's right.
mm, mm,
That's it. That's a wrap for the news this week. All the biggest stories that were out.
mm.
All right, let's get into it. Werewolf by Night. I
What a
think this.
banger.
Yeah, the best thing that Marvel's made in like maybe years since Civil War. Not since Civil War. Since
Infinity War?
what's his face? Captain
Winter
Endgame?
America.
Soldier?
Winter Soldier.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. This is better than Infinity War. In 54 minutes, this is better than Infinity War. This is
Oh,
better than
shit.
Endgame. This is better than
I don't know.
Mm.
Endgame got me with tears, like got me in my feelings.
Endgame is trash when you watch it after Infinity War.
Yeah, that's like
Infinity War is just the better movie.
tonally. Infinity War smashes Endgame. There's so much more happening, like, and the heroes lose, which is something that you don't really see in the MCU. And that's the ending that I really wanted. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But Endgame, that celebration of everything that's come before, like O's cries still at Avengers Assemble, mate. Can't top that. That's a big moment.
Oz don't cry at Avengers Assemble. Oz cries at fucking Happy talking to Morgan. That's why Oz gets all fucked up.
Assembles gets the goosebumps going right up the arm, and then it just hits me like in the nervous system. And I was like, almost
I
did
had
the
8 heart
shoulder
attacks.
dance.
Start doing that MJ walk in your rock bar well.
But yeah, I was completely sold on the world that they created.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
Michael Giacchino, straight out the gate, delivers on his first directorial effort, which got me excited about anything else.
Maybe this is who they were waiting for to do Blade.
Mate, if Giacchino takes over, I'm not mad at that.
I'm
After
not mad
this,
at that either. He's there. Like, they might as well.
Well, it's a perfect fucking layup because this is them introducing Blade into the system too. Because this is how they were like, this is the at the start how they're describing the universe of killing monsters. It's perfect.
yeah,
God.
and
On my side, you got a real surprise.
Yeah.
yeah, kind of had that feel of like the 20s,
Mm.
like a very old kind of feel. And
Yeah.
I don't think this movie would have worked if they didn't stick to the tone of those like 50s and 60s old movie monsters.
Yeah.
They nailed this, man.
100%.
Yeah. From the opening, man. From the opening. I mean, from the opening, you find out that he's killed hundreds of people, like, already.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, he knows that he's a monster.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the Day of the Dead makeup that he's wearing. That was really cool. I like that he actually said, like, I do it to honor my ancestors.
Yep.
Yeah. 100%.
The music worked in this completely.
Yeah.
And that was Giacchino like pulling double duties there.
Double duties, man.
You know what I mean? One bag wasn't enough for this man.
Nah. No, not at all.
And they used Man-Thing just enough.
Perfect.
To make to not like OD on like Man-Thing. Like if Man-Thing was in there, like, it's me again. You know what I mean? It's Man-Thing.
Like
They
they
didn't
they
do that shit.
used him less than they would have used the Hulk, and it works so much better.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
And I loved seeing him in black and white compared. Like color was cool, and
Mm.
I loved when it reverted to color. It wasn't that like super saturated color that we get now.
Yeah.
It felt like 70s color,
Yeah.
or like Wizard of Oz when it transitions into color.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was
100%.
it was kind of almost washed out, like the colors.
Yeah.
Just that little
Yeah.
bit, like they haven't perfected color yet on film,
Mm.
which was so cool.
It had that
Yeah.
emancipation look
Mm.
about it. Yeah. But the if this is what it's gonna take for us to see, like, the next level, like a high level of gore and blood and all that sort of stuff in the MCU, then shoot all of their movies in black and white, bro. Like straight up, man.
If they did all of their horror catalog in black and white,
Mm.
mate, I'm there for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And saying that, it's weird that we're starting here and we didn't kind of go up the mountain. It's
Yeah.
almost like reverse mountain. But this might have been the finest horror thing that I watched this week,
Yeah. This was.
being Les Spooky Month.
Mm. Let's get
True.
spooky. Yeah, yeah.
I also like the werewolf, the practical werewolf costume as
Same.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful, nice little throwback to the Wolfman. Like I really like that design.
Yeah.
But I was looking at pictures of him in the comics, and he looks nearly the same. He's just got a little less hair
Mm-hmm.
in the
Yeah.
comics. Yeah, but he looks like it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the action when he did transform and all that as well. It wasn't too
Mm.
over the top, and it was just very straightforward.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that scene because it's just that locked off and it's moving forward, and she's watching him turn, and you can see the what's his face changing, his shadow changing. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like uh, Van Helsing. It's almost like he's ripping his skin off
Mm.
Yeah.
and make himself that werewolf. Beautiful.
True.
What was cool in that bit is that they could have very easily just given you the CGI showcase,
Ugh.
Yeah.
which
I would-
like to me would have just been too much.
yeah,
Mm.
it wouldn't have fit in with the style of the film.
Yeah.
That would have taken you like they also could have gone full American werewolf in London, and it still wouldn't have fit into that film. Like
Yeah.
it just didn't fit the aesthetic.
Yeah. These guys nailed it. This was like the perfect thing. Like watching 54 minutes of a character, if I got one or two of these instead of their movies,
Mm,
and then like, the 2 hour team up thing,
mm.
like movie, like the Avengers movie, I'd be happy.
This is like this was
Yeah.
like reading a comic, right?
Mm.
So it had that feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is
Mm.
that story end to end, and it might have taken me like maybe 15-20 minutes to read the comic, but that's it. Like that's
Mm.
it. That's the end of the story.
That's right.
Like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that sort of way of sort of no, it sounds bad, but pigeonholing your director and like no, it's got to be 54 minutes, so you need to tell your story quick
Mm-hmm.
and get it all out the way,
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it needs to make
100%.
sense in that 54 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was like saying. Like you didn't lose anything. Like the
No.
character was there, the action was there,
Mm.
like everything worked.
Yeah.
Like I could watch this every Halloween.
Same. Did you watch it with my or no?
Nah, you didn't. He's
You
not
didn't want to
interested.
watch it?
No.
No. What's his face? I really hope that you know the character, her dad.
Yep.
Do you think he's a Midnight Sun?
I
He's
don't
got
know.
Dracula on his wall. He'd have to be. You'd have to be a
Ulysses
Midnight Sun.
Bloodstone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
or at least part of Blade's crew,
Maybe
because
that's what
that's
you
go
go.
on. Well, that's the story that they're going for, right? Is that Dracula?
Hmm.
So for him to have Dracula on his wall, that guy would have had to have been with Blade.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, sorry, looking into his backstory, Ulysses Bloodstone was originally a fucking caveman, and it was the blood gem that kept him alive all this time.
Mm.
Yeah, and he used that, and he started looking for other blood gems because they were originally an alien artifact that was brought to Earth. They aren't native of this world.
Symbiote,
Ooh, the red symbiote.
Maybe,
red symbiote too. Yeah.
but it's like in the comics, it's akin to Iron Man, where the blood gem is in his fucking chest like a pacemaker.
Hmm.
That's why when they put that when they put it on Man Thing, he goes crazy, he gets angry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense then. Mm,
More of the character.
same.
Yeah.
But by the
Every
end of it, I
Fucking
wasn't
Scott.
left wanting.
No, we got everything.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see one of these every year though.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Like every year we just get a special.
Yeah. That'd
Mm,
be sick. Even if
yeah.
it's just exploring, because they've done the B level, they've done the A level.
Mm.
Like, let's see some of the even lesser known characters.
True.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Do we get our Guardians Christmas special this year or no?
Ooh,
I
I don't
think so.
actually know.
I think we do. I think it's yeah, because he shot both of them same time.
Oh,
Art
Because
time.
it drops next year. Guardians 3.
Yeah.
yeah. Yep. 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 Sick. Okay. And yeah, the area where he was as a caveman is Scandinavia, so it makes sense that he'd be hunting for Dracula.
Yeah.
Got his ass.
Black Vikings.
So we,
The next thing we
so we
got
also,
this week
mm,
was Hellraiser.
Hmm.
Got the new 2022 version of Hellraiser. What do you all think?
I thought it was good.
Mm,
It kind of followed the exact same plot as the first Hellraiser. And
mm,
that sounds weird considering, but it was basically uh girl finds box, solves it, has to feed the box
yeah,
basically, or feed an entity. And that's kind of like, I didn't think that's where they were going to kind of go with it. I didn't
yeah,
mind it. There were a lot of things that I really liked about it. There were a lot of horror tropes that David Bruckner kind of fell face first into that I didn't like either.
mm,
like what?
Um, so like they can't hear them speak in certain, like, they just don't hear them. Or the main villain returns at the end there.
Mm,
Um, the final girl was the most broken one at the start.
mm, mm.
But the things that I did like I like the different formations of the cube
So
because
do I.
that, huh?
So do I.
mm,
And that those formations meaning something
Mm-hmm.
like that deepened the lore.
It was always too like simple a puzzle to figure out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
mm,
just to
Like
the box formation.
just in the box formation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
And this one manipulated it in different ways. And then I like that the blade just flashes out, and then that's how it marks its victims.
yeah.
Because then if the blade doesn't get you, you have the power
Mm,
to then use that. So then it almost becomes like like the Cenobites aren't really the villains in the story. Like it's really the humans that are trying to summon them.
Well, they're really honestly just, doing a job.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
like the Cenobites, but they just really enjoy their job.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
Silly
true.
motherfuckers.
I was going to say they're almost like just inhabitants of that realm that you happen to stumble in, and they've just got to go to work.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like this is what you signed up for.
Yeah.
um, I enjoyed Jamie Clayton's performance. However, compared to Doug Bradley, I swear Doug Bradley was really Pinhead because he felt really lived in.
He's that voice is he's in there.
Yeah,
Like he has to be in there.
he's a Cenobite for real.
100%.
But I don't know if it's just seeing him over multiple movies or, but that first Hellraiser movie, the original,
Mm,
like Jamie Clayton has the voice effect and whatnot. She moves and like it's all like well and like serviceable and passable. But Doug Bradley does different things as the character.
yeah.
Like his little
Mm.
laughs and chuckles and the way he moves his face and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like it serves that character, I think, more than what Jamie Clayton got a chance to do in this one.
Mm. Maybe in the next
Yeah.
one.
Mm,
Maybe in the next one she'll get a bit more. Like it like we did get to see a bit more Pinhead in the second and third films.
yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
true.
Yeah.
Like him, like I always picture him. I think it's in 2 or 3 where he's smiling and his mouth's full of blood
Mm,
and stuff like that. Like you don't
Mm.
really get that in that first Hellraiser.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like the introduction and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but overall, I liked her. I liked the makeup as well. It was legit like a
Mm.
skin suit that she
Yeah.
was wearing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which was wild.
But
Uh,
a beautiful just the prosthetic work was just on point.
yeah,
Like I loved that. Like everything is just beautiful.
the gore in
Yeah.
the film as well
Mm,
was it was creepy as fuck. Like I don't like gore in films.
mm,
Or like I'm not the guy that's gonna go out and go see Saw, and I'm not gonna watch a movie just for the gore.
no.
Hashtag
Yeah.
bars. Um, like, but this was really well done. Where like they were peeling layers of skin back. They were showing you muscles moving. They were showing like
Yeah.
you interacting with the gore, and it made you feel disgusted, but it didn't
Mm.
make you feel like Saw does, where like that's too fucking much.
Oh, I've only seen the first Saw, so
Yeah.
I didn't watch any of the others. So I was-
I mean,
Mm.
Spiral when the O like jumps down and his tongue gets ripped out and everything,
Mm.
like
right,
that to me.
that's just too much.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit fucking much.
Yeah.
What do you call it? I don't know. Like I get to a point where I just feel really like weak when I see like excessively gory shit.
Yeah.
Like when they were peeling back a lot of like the skin layers and shit like that, I was sitting there, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like you really feel it in here because it looks so fucking real when you're going through it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
I also like that the Cenobites they weren't just like the backup dancers like shimmying in the back.
Yeah.
yeah,
They got to do shit in this one.
They were
yeah. It
always
wasn't
in the
Hillside
background.
Story.
Yeah. They were always in the background of those other ones, like
Yeah.
waiting to be told what to do.
Like who's that guy with like the triple chin and the sunglasses? You know what I mean? I just like stands there and he's like, all
I
right,
know.
cool.
It looks
Do your
like
thing.
what's his name from Spawn? Leguizamo's character just decided like I'm gonna jump from Spawn just to Hellraiser real quick and shoot a
Yeah.
couple scenes.
He changed
And it
into
looks like
Stefan.
just- He looks just really just Euro trash, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he does.
That's bro. You know what I mean? That's
I
what
don't-
it is.
I don't know if it was Rush Limbaugh, like that version.
It's Rob Reiner without the beard.
That's fucked.
I think for me overall, I didn't mind it. I don't know if I'll watch it again, but I felt like there wasn't a lot of payoff for me to like want to watch the second movie. Like I will, but I wish there was a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
But I think like walking into this, I was just expecting Hellraiser 1. But you get your homages and shit like that. Like when she hugs Mike and then she like fucking hugs the back of like his actual muscled skin and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I was hoping? Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Is that she would choose the resurrection. But when he came back, he was just like that O is in the first one.
Yeah.
And she still had to go through and then bring people for him to like, to get his skin back and all that sort of stuff. That's what I wanted.
That would have been a mad fucking segue into the
Ooh,
sequel.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
Mate,
Yeah.
Bruckner is
That would
like,
have been sick.
fuck you.
Hey.
Where was this 6 months ago?
What do you call it? What was I gonna say? I think with the cube moving like it did, I think some of those formations are in Hellraiser 2 though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember like when it's long like that, pause. And then they push it back together. And they push it back together into the cube and shit like that.
Yeah, because it does, because they twist it and yeah. Because you remember how it was always they'd always have bits sticking out of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it'd like flick open in the middle and shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't even find it too bad,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah. I'm like, it wouldn't be like a Halloween
No.
kind of ritual that I'd pick up, but I'm in for the sequel.
Mm. I would have liked it to be a bit scarier though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that was missing. Like it wasn't scary enough.
Yeah. I
Maybe
think that's what
I
you.
was just a sick fucker, but it just wasn't scary enough. It wasn't scary at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was more akin to like a thriller than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think once it kind of got into the stalking sort of countdown model and like the Cenobites explaining, hey, like we need 3 more. I was like, okay, cool. So the Cenobites are really on
Yeah.
our side.
Yeah.
Like they're cool. They're not going to hurt you now because
Yeah.
they're waiting for more victims. Yeah.
True. I think the runtime was a bit too long for me as well. Because I felt a little like, I was checking the time at some points. I was like, oh,
I was.
when is this gonna end, man?
When at the end there where they got to the mansion, I was like, fuck, there's still half an hour of this left. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What's weird is I didn't feel the runtime, but that main character, Riley, she grated on me.
Yeah, she was annoying.
Yeah. Very whiny.
So I don't know. I was kind of hoping she would die at the end, and then Matt would come back.
True. That's what I was gonna say. One thing I fucking loved, my favorite scene from this movie is when the roommate gets hit and she's in the back of that fucking van, and then the van starts expanding like that.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool. That was like the most memorable scene for me.
I think that was cool that like they introduced that ritual of like
Yeah.
you get stabbed, pause, and then like that's when they'll start to make their entrance.
Yeah. I wish there was more sort of they just put more fear into the wielder of the box. Pause.
Yeah.
Like was always like Pinhead would always show up and be like, you need to give me what I want, otherwise this is gonna happen. And then they'd see visions of them getting fucked up. Like there was none of that in this. So
True.
there was no real driving force besides finding her brother for her to keep doing what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No accountability.
Zero.
I was high at the time. Come on.
What do you call it? That's another thing as well. That with like spoilers, but the ending of this movie, does that mean all Cenobites were originally humans who came from that god and that cube and doing the exact same thing?
I think if they
And they chose Leviathan?
yeah, I think so too.
Monster. So, yeah, that makes sense.
I kind of got with this movie. I kind of got a Evil Dead, the remake vibes
Yeah.
with the getting it clean and everything. Yeah.
It was executed much better though in Evil Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 1000%.
Fede just knocked that one out the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on
I don't
one.
think I've ever seen anyone rip their own arm off and make it look that fucking real as well.
Yeah, that stringy shit. But that gore when they do that, when the chest comes together, that was fucked up. The nerves.
The nerves.
Yeah.
Oh.
That fucked me up when he was trying to cut it in the fucking
Yeah.
flashback and it fucking rings like that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Big 127 hours times 10 and shit.
Is that those
Fuck.
role now? Just playing like sleazy fuckers?
Yeah, always that guy, eh?
Yeah.
All right, there, Beatty. Tell us about it. Atlanta episode 5 and C episode 7.
Atlanta this week was a Van centric episode. So Van's got like a guest spot, like she's acting in like this guy, Mr. Chocolate. He's got his own studio. I don't know if it was a take on Tyler Perry.
Oh fuck.
Because you know how Tyler Perry he's got his own studio set up now. so
Chocolate.
but Mr. Chocolate, you don't see him the whole episode until the end. And when you see him, you're like, oh, fuck. But he controls all these different sets because he's got all these different productions running at the same time. Controls all of them through intercom. And everyone's scared of him because they haven't seen him. But Van goes in, acts out the scene, and then her daughter kind of reacts to the scene that she's in. Mr. Chocolate sees it, likes it, so he's like, put the daughter into the scene. And then like from there, she kind of does her bit. And then he just keeps moving her from scene to scene. And Van's like, where the fuck is my daughter? And starts chasing her down, like trying to find her. And like there's this one bit where Van's like, give me back my daughter, Mr. Chocolate. And then you just see like the intercom speaker, and then the light glows red, and he's like, no. She finally like gets to Mr. Chocolate. It's fucking Donald Glover in a fat suit.
Oh fuck.
Oh, fuck it all.
She throws grits at him. But I almost think that the episode was about just because you're like, do you have to support everything that your race does? Like, is it all good? Because the whole episode, Van's going, I didn't really like this movie that he put out, or I didn't see all of them. And yeah, and also the dangers of childhood acting. And trying to protect your kids from that. But yeah, Van eventually gets her daughter back, and then kind of says, hey, like, you might not understand it now, but I'm trying to protect you. So you need to trust me, because Mr. Chocolate, off the strength of that line, was like willing to give Van's daughter Lottie like 6 seasons of her own show, fucking all these movies and stuff like that, and she like turned it down flat. I was actually really surprised. Um, C episode 7. So this episode was a setup episode because next week is the finale, the series finale.
Jesus.
So I don't know if that's the formula that we're kind of seeing, where you get the episode before just being, hey, this is just setup. That's all it is. It's just dealing with the fallout of episode whatever before, and then prepping for the next episode. But they bomb Pensa. So Tormata and Queen Kane bomb Pensa. They let Kofun go to go basically warn the others in Pensa and rescue Wolf. And then Magra and all the others basically evacuate, because Harlan in the last episode gave Haniwa a key. And then they were all like, what the fuck's the key for? And they're searching. And then they find a map and the tuning fork that Margaret always loves. So then, like, Margaret knows it's for her, gets the map, finds that, hey, there's like this entrance to these passageways that lead out of the city. So let's evacuate all the people out. And they do that and everything. And then all the soldiers surround Pensa. All the Travantian soldiers surround Pensa. So they're all kind of like waiting and seeing what's going to happen. Nothing. And then the last shot is, where's Bubba? I don't know where he is. And then Margaret's like, I know where he is. He's gone back to kill my sister, so that she'll stop chasing us forever. And then you just see Bubba kind of walking out. And then he walks out this gate, and then Ranger's like, are you just going to go alone? So it's basically them two on this revenge mission to go kill Queen Kane now. And that's going to be like the last episode. But like Honeywood says this line, and I was like, they're going to fucking do this shit. But she goes, he's just one man against an army.
Oh, God.
I was like, bitch, that's Bubba Boss.
It's true, though.
I need to see it. I don't know. So I don't know if he's going to go down in a blaze of glory and like make the ultimate sacrifice.
I still think he's going to take over the Travantians.
I hope
and he's
so.
going to have to be separated from his family that way.
Or Travantes and Pensa merge, and then they rule as king and queen.
Yeah, that's true.
In a united country. But I almost think that Ranger's going to die, saving Bubba. And then Bubba's going to like basically end whatever by killing Queen Kane and Tormata. Or Ranger's going to kill Tormata because he's added in for that motherfucker for a while. And then Bubba's going to go back to Travantes and then take care of that other chick that was part of the coup. But we'll see. It was an alright episode. I mean, the biggest thing that happened was the bombs and whatnot. But if the last episode plays out the way that I'm hoping it plays out, could be in for some good eating. Know what I mean? What y'all think?
So we got our second last episode of Rings of Power, much the same as C. It was just a setup episode for the finale, which is next week as well. It wasn't too bad though. We find out that the queen is blind now.
Yep.
They left behind Isildur, and they're all gonna leave. They're gonna go back to Numenor.
Yeah. But they will return.
And so shall the elves. Who writes this nonsense? Like, who talks like that?
I know. I always think that as well. Like every time Galadriel opens her mouth, I'm like,
I know.
say something normal. Emote.
Fucking smile, bitch. Try that for once.
The face
Jeez.
just cracks.
She's always like this, and I don't move my top lip when I talk. Sauron. Like,
trying her
fuck off,
best,
mate.
trying her best to talk like Batman in fucking the Bell ones. Report me, Alfred.
You do see the official change of titles from the Southlands as well, and then the titles like change into Mordor.
Mm.
The
So
Mordor's officially created.
what's it based on? The word though,
I don't know.
because they're
Actually.
asking that Adar, like what should we call it then?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he just pulled that name out his ass.
Maybe.
Maybe Sauron was just having a lot of trouble getting access to like one side of the building. It's like, we need more doors. That's it. That's it right there.
Sauron's out there having a fucking laugh right now. Did you guys watch the trailer for the season finale?
Nah.
Finale. What's his face? It looks like they're gonna start forging the rings.
Oh shit.
Mate.
Mm. That's what it looks like they're gonna start doing.
So they got another 4 seasons to show how it like corrupted and brought down like those different races and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about it.
Yeah. What's his face? I do also think that it's neither Gandalf or what's his face, that big fucker.
Who do you reckon
That's
it
with
is?
the hobbits. I think it's Sauron.
Mm.
You know, Gandalf and Sauron, Jules was saying, because she was doing the research. Because I just watch it, I'm like, no spoilers. But Jules is saying,
Please. Still have left.
but in the history of Middle Earth, Gandalf and Saruman only come in the Third Age.
Okay.
So
Right.
it can't be any of them. Like you're saying, could be Sauron. He's the peril. I am the danger.
Yeah.
Well, when Gandalf talks about Sauron in The Hobbit, he talks about Sauron being like, he lived a life of being like a necromancer as well as a wizard and all that prior to like him becoming Sauron. So it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. None of those questions will be answered in the next episode, so we're gonna have to wait and see.
5 years time, we'll know all.
Yeah.
You reckon that horse is going back for Isildur?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like his fuck, what's his name? Brago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got that Brago's about him. You reckon Elendil was gonna just like chop the queen's head off when she was like, "And we will return," because that his face was like,
What's his face? The Chappelle Dylon.
yeah.
Like, really? You just seen what happened, didn't you?
He just got decimated. Yeah.
I know, man.
But yeah, overall, I like this episode, man. But again, compared to the others, it just didn't have that much to add. It was just like everyone kind of like pulling themselves together again. Pause.
Are they going to take all those Southland people with them
I don't think so.
to Numenor?
I thought, they were going to go to the Numenor camp that was by the coast, and they were going to set up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also rumors flying around that's the the king of the Southland.
Yeah.
That he is Sauron. Because he's encountered Adar and all that before, and he knows them and what they've done before.
Could be.
We'll see.
I'm willing to be surprised. I I've also heard that he could be the Ghost King in the mountain. That Aragorn's like, because could he have betrayed Isildur when he called him to action? You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 People outside of your good
Yeah.
and hung what's his face? Valandriel or whatever it
The
is.
Palace, just
Yeah,
threw his
banged
cape
it on
over
him.
it.
But
And
yeah,
then we got
we'll see
our
how we go.
yeah. Yeah. We got another episode of American Gigolo as
Mm.
well. This episode confirmed, I think, what everyone kind of thought. It was that Colin is Julian's son.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot between Julian and Elizabeth this episode.
Yep.
And Sunday kind of getting all the truth out of Elizabeth.
Mm.
Like she didn't even like falter. She just gave it up sweet. And that Panisho was like, what do I do? She like just undid all of his hard work. You also find out that Panisha's partner that's working for them, like basically screwed them and abducted Colin, and now is wanting $3 million in cash.
Dude, wasn't and Julian also gets arrested in this episode. Wasn't Julian with that cop with Sunday at the same time that he was supposedly killing that chick in the hotel?
Maybe that's probably how he's going to get off the hook.
Yeah,
because Sunday knows the truth.
yeah,
And then they kind of pick Julian up. So now she's going to go basically rescue him.
yeah. I don't think that it was what's his face that that set him up, the husband.
Oh,
I don't think it was the madam either. I think it was her.
oh, because she found out that she was pregnant.
Yeah, I think it was her, man.
Yeah, true.
It just fits.
Just to bury her secret.
Yeah. So he'd go away forever.
I was thinking maybe that's why they were kind of humanizing the father.
Yeah.
Because like he's put in the work, he's done the time, and he's put in the effort with his son.
Yeah. Even though he knows
Yeah.
that that's not his son.
Clearly not his son. I mean, he might have the eyes of the mother, but everything else is not him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an alright episode as well.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. I don't know how many episodes of this there are.
It's
We'll
not a
see
limited
it.
series though, is it?
I don't know.
Or is this like a straight show? Like we're gonna get a season 2?
I think it's what can you do after this?
I don't know.
But yeah,
Uh,
I'm happy to see what's going to happen at the end of this, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still on board.
Yeah.
All right, there, Bado. Take us out with your thoughts on Midnight Club.
No worries. What do you call it? It's 8 episodes for American Gigolo as well. And they're saying they haven't said anything about being limited.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Fucking, I spammed the shit out of Midnight Club, man. I enjoyed it for what it was. Does Oz cool with me going into a bit of spoilers every now and then?
Spoil away.
Spoil it? But I really enjoyed this. This was like Mike Flanagan's version of like Creepshow or Cabinet of Curiosity as that's coming out. So like the premise of the story is obviously there's a girl, she gets cancer that's terminal. They try everything to try and fix it, but then she finds this hospice that she fucking goes to and she meets all these other kids. fucking the way they use the horror in this to almost confuse you throughout the season as well, because you don't know if because they still take meds and things like that throughout their time in the hospice. You don't know if they're hallucinating or if it's actually something out to get them as well. But what Flanagan's done is that he's introduced more cultural horror into this as well. So there's this old like hag like lady that shows up every now and then, which has one of the maddest jump scares in here as well. But she's actually based in fucking Japanese horror too. So Japanese people speak of this lady. I can't remember the name, but essentially she drains the years from you, so you don't live as long, and she chases you and she wears you down like that. But overall, so like I was mentioning about them like being like creep show esque. So all the kids, instead of like saying like your run of the mill like ghost story or anything at this midnight club that they create, a lot of these kids are just making up their own stories as they go. So they'll listen to like one person's story and then they'll make up their own and then be like, oh, I've got one. And some of the stories that come out of this are fucking cool as well. Yeah. So there's this one guy who makes a story about he's in high school and it starts off pretty normal. He's there by his locker. They're describing the guy. And then he hears about this girl that her parents have gone off and she's going to be alone for the night. And then he randomly shows up and fucking thingy throws a towel over her face and just hammers her directly in the head. And you find out he's a fucking serial killer. Jesus. But then his motives are almost he's compelled to do it because someone else is telling him. There's voices that tell him to. And so you learn about his mother, who was an alcoholic, and she's a mute now because of an accident and a stroke that she had. And there's this scene where he's laying in bed after all of that's gone on, and you see the door fucking creak open, and he like leans up to go check what the fuck it is. But then they pull the drag me to hell when he lays down, and you see the mum there, and she grabs his face and she calls the name of the next fucking victim. So it's shit like that. That was fucking mad. Yeah. Overall, like I was saying before, like I think I preferred Midnight Mass or some of Flanagan's other work to this, but this was still overall pretty strong. I really, really enjoyed it. Like there was some shit in here that was cool. Like I was expecting this to be a limited series. It is not. This is actually an ongoing thing in the Flaniverse, as I like to call it on Netflix. There,
Flaniverse. It's the worst name.
Yeah, some of the acting was a little wooden from the kids, but then I think as you get into it more, you appreciate it. And there's also like different genres of horror throughout as well as they're telling their stories. Like there's sci-fi horror, there's your standard like demon horror, and then there's other like thrillers and drama horrors in there as well, which was really cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
Overall, out of all the horror releases this week, and we didn't even get to Mr. Harrigan's phone this week at all, what was your favorite? Werewolf by Night, Hellraiser, or Midnight Club?
I think Midnight Club, to be honest.
Wow.
It's this, and then it's Werewolf, and then it's Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Like out of those three for the week, that's my shit.
Nice. I think Werewolf is mine as well.
Hell yeah. And I'll watch that shit.
Werewolf for me was the best, man.
Yeah. All right. That is a wrap.
You can join us on Thursday for more news and our thoughts on the next episodes of Andor, as well as it's not the season, it's the episode 8 of She-Hulk, the pre-season finale, I think. It is? Cool. Because there's 9, right?
She said it's the last episode next week.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And also, Halloween ends.
Bro.
That is correct.
Fuck, I hope it's better than Kills.
Same. Oh, man. So, yeah, lots of things happening next week. We got Halloween Ends, and also Barbarian on the Sunday episode.
Mm.
So stay tuned for that. You can catch us on all social media: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Yeah, love yourselves. Love movies.
Vape more, smoke less, and wash your ass.